What's up, y'all? This is Polly A, and you are on A-Sides.
What's up?
What's up?
Thank you. That sounded awesome.
Thank you so much.
And I feel like, we're kind of sort of nearing the dog days of summer. I hate that expression. But like anytime the back to school shit comes out, it really is depressing. Here? Oh yeah, it's been here for a while. But like you have the opposite of dog day summer, because like you're doing a couple of gigs, right? And you're sitting on a new single, which is awesome, by the way. Thank you for doing it here.
Thank you.
In a classroom. And you're playing Lollapalooza, which is amazing. So just talk to me. And the EP's coming out. So like you actually have like an exciting end of summer, whereas most people are just like, summer's over.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Very fortunate. Yeah. Looking forward to all of that. Yeah. It's kind of mind-blowing that I'm doing Lollapalooza. Just even saying that is like, what? That's real?
It's awesome.
You know, like being on a bill with Radiohead and Disclosure, like some of my favorite artists. It's just such an honor. It's really amazing, yeah.
And we'll touch on the EP in a second, but I'm just thinking Lollapalooza. So like, I've been to so many music festivals, and I have like ADD. Like I don't really know where to go and all that stuff. Are you plotting like, okay, I'm on at this time, and I must go see like a certain artist?
Oh yeah, I got my list. Yeah. I'm going actually with a group of friends because one of my good friends, it's her birthday. Okay. So we're doing a birthday trip / Lollapalooza.
And you're actually playing it. That's
we're actually playing it. So it's kind of like it all worked out. Her birthday's actually on the Friday that I performed. So it's just like, this is the best birthday gift ever. Cool.
My friends are lame. I'm like just thinking about it. Like, oh, you want to come to Lollapalooza for your birthday where I'm performing? And I'm just like, you guys want to go to TGI Fridays? No, I don't really do that, but. Anyway, I did back in the day. I did. Back in the day was yesterday. No, but so talk to me about like having being on the cusp of the EP coming out. The single's out now, which is nice. It gives people like a little taste of everything. But everything's kind of hitting all at the same time, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that's like, it seems like it's hitting for other people, but it's a long time coming.
Oh, I'm sure you've been sitting on this for a while.
Yeah,
right?
I've been working on this album for over a year, so it's time. Like, I've been wanting people to hear it for so long, and it's just great to have all these opportunities surrounding it. You know, I have an opportunity to play for all these people around the release, and the setup was just great. Like, shout out to my label and management and everybody, because it all kind of just seamlessly lined up, like, fatefully. So I don't know, I'm just blessed. I'm overwhelmed, honestly. It's just like, it's going to be an amazing end of summer and fall.
Seriously.
Yeah. Like, I'm pinching myself every day, like, really? This is my life, okay.
It's not a bad life.
I'm
and
here
you did
for it.
Bonnaroo also, so like,
I did Bonnaroo.
What
that was
that
amazing.
Experience like?
My very first festival, it was amazing. Again, it was just like, wow, to be chosen amongst so many amazing artists. It's kind of like, it makes it real for you. You know, you put in so much work and so much time that now you get these sort of validations almost. That it's kind of surreal, you know. But it was cool. I look at all these shows like I'm still getting my feet wet. I'm still, learning so much. But I have a lot of experience live performing, but not on this scale.
Right.
So it's just kind of like cool to get my feet wet like this in this way.
Is there any like added pressure on yourself at all to like kind of win over a crowd when you're doing a festival? Because everyone's just kind of flocking to wherever.
Yeah.
Or not really.
I mean, it's like most things. The fear of it beforehand is always there, but then when you're actually in it, you realize how cool it is. It's like festivals are just filled with music lovers, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So everybody's just there trying to discover new things and just have fun and, be crazy and just be drunk. I don't know. And everybody, like at the show.
Drunk? What?
Never. Festivals?
What?
Yeah, so it was cool because we had a lot of people. You could see like them kind of walking by and being interested and staying. And then we had like a cool little crowd of people just dancing and loving it. So it was amazing like to just see that. Like, you don't know who I am, but you're here.
Talk to me a little bit about your style, because like it's kind of cool. Well, this is kind of cool, and I guess kudos to the PR people who wrote this. But like, like while I was listening to the songs, I was like, there's kind of like a hip hop sensibility to the lyrics. And then I looked at it, I'm like, oh, I'm not that original. It was actually written in the PR notes. But like, talk to me a little bit about that, because it's not like you can kind of pigeonhole you in like one genre, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So just
well, I always say that this generation has the luxury of having all of the different genres beforehand to kind of gather from, you know. So my mother's Jamaican, so I grew up primarily in the house listening to reggae, you know. So that's like my foundation. But then hip hop, you know, growing up in hip hop era, and R&B obviously, and then like alternative rock, like I listen to Fiona Apple. So it's like these are like my favorite artists mixed together. And I always say that I approach my lyrics like a rapper, and you know, and my singing like a soul singer, because I just feel like we're in an era of just where storytelling is everything, and being very descriptive and visual, you know. So I literally look at the lyrics like, could I read this like a poem, you know? Could I read this like literature, and would it make sense as something you read? That's sort of like the barometer that I like hold up when I'm writing. So yeah, it's like hip hop approach, but from a soul, like gritty alternative rock perspective. I just kind of like borrow from everything.
That's good though.
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about your upbringing, right? Because like, kind of just reading about you, you kind of seem to follow the mold of someone who always knew what they wanted to do.
Oh yeah.
As opposed to me. Like,
really?
I'm interviewing you in the classroom. Obviously, I didn't really have like.
You're like, I don't
like
even
when I
know
was a kid, I was like, I want to go back to school, but interview people. but talk to me about like, you know, growing up. It seems like.
Yeah, I was
at
like,
a very young age, you were like, boom, I'm doing this.
I was definitely bitten with the bug from a very young age. I had I call her my aunt, but she's not really blood related. She's like my uncle's, this is like a lot of information, but
That's
my
fine.
uncle's girlfriend at the time, sister. And my house was kind of like, we always had just people staying like for months at a time. And so she stayed with us for a while, and she's an amazing singer. Her name is also, well, my name is Polly, but my real name is Meleni. Her name is Meleni as well. And she kind of like, I was 6 years old, and she's teaching me about harmony and vibrato. And these are things, you know, when you're a kid, you take for granted. You don't know that everyone's not learning these things, you know. So I kind of was in 3rd grade and realized, oh, like I got plucked to do a solo. They were auditioning kids to do a solo for Black History Month performance, and I wasn't even part of the audition. I was just kind of singing on the side, and my teacher heard me. She's like, wait, sing that again? Like, what? And you sing? I'm like, oh, I didn't know this was special. Okay. Yeah, and then I sang. That was like my first live performance, like, for the whole school. But yeah, I knew from that point that I wanted to sing. I loved singing along to the radio, and I guess we're all born artists, right? You know, it's just some of us kind of stay that way. Like, we're all creative as kids, and I don't know, I just kind of knew, like, this is the life I want. Didn't know what I was signing up for as far as what I would have to go through to get here, but I'm glad I did, you know.
And were you writing also at an early age, or no?
I was writing horrible songs.
Yeah?
They were, yeah.
Your horrible songs are probably like my really great songs.
Well, you know, when you're 12 or 13, you're just trying to mimic, and then you're like, man, this is harder than it looks. Like, you don't want to hear these songs. But I was writing like poetry, and then I sort of tried to implement the poetry into melody. When I was in school in college, I took like a production class, and that was like the first time I recorded, you know, I had a song, my voice recorded. And that was really when I was like, oh my gosh, I have to do this. Like, it just sounds so crazy hearing your voice back for the first time on record. But yeah, man, I always knew I wanted to sing. I always knew this was the only thing that really made me happy. And ironically, I lost my voice for like 6 months.
Did
and
you
I
really?
didn't. Yeah. A lot of people don't know this. This is the first time I'm actually telling this.
Really?
Yeah, I had this crazy exclusive. Yeah. I had a crazy vocal disorder called vocal cord paresis.
Okay.
And some people get paralysis, they don't get their voice back. It wasn't just my singing voice, it was my speaking voice too.
Really? Wow.
So that was really like the moment where it's like, when you don't know what you have until it's gone. Like, I literally didn't have any voice, speaking voice, and the doctor was like, I don't know if you're going to get your voice back. So that was really when it was like.
Jeez, when was that?
This was maybe like 4 years ago.
Wow.
And it was a very testing. It tested all of my faith, everything, and you know, my mom just had to put me right, and she's like, "You're the biggest person who, you know, talks about manifestation and speaking into reality. It's like, you want your voice back, you need to speak it into reality," and that's what I did. But it was in that moment that I heard my voice back when I couldn't sing that I was like, no, I really do love my voice. Like, I took it for granted, you know, because I'm not like a vocal acrobatic kind of singer. I was like, oh, my strength is more in writing, you know. I'm not like a Jasmine Sullivan or like a Fantasia. I'm more like a Sade who's just really, you know, I have a tone, but then I listen to my voice back and I'm like, oh man, like I love my voice, you know. So that was really, it just reaffirmed like, no, this is what I want to do.
Did it just come back? It
came back gradually.
Yeah.
Like I was dating this Brazilian guy at the time. He's American, but he goes to Brazil back and forth. And he was down there at the time. And he's like, come here. We're right by the ocean. So I literally just went down there for like a month, and it came back when I was down there. I was just meditating, and it slowly came back. But yeah, it was scary.
I bet. Well, thank God it came back.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, definitely thank God.
I feel like that's such a good way to end. Thank God for that.
Thank God for that.
Yeah,
I would be here right now.
We'll both look at that. All right, awesome. Good luck with everything.
Thank you. Thank you, John. I appreciate it.